Girl trip across Europe.
Blanca,
Pau,
Terdi, Dandy,
Helen,
Patti,
Ani,
Iri,
Ineso,
Gaby,
y Lola. Months of planning, research, and daydreaming about what our trip would be like came to an end as we took off on our flight to Amsterdam. We were finally starting our adventure. It was day one of our month-long trip across Europe. Our first stop was Amsterdam. We got on the train from the airport to the main city and had to walk to our apartment, which was located near the train station. Well, what should have been a 10-minute walk ended up taking us an hour and a half, as we hadn't realized the streets in Amsterdam aren't laid out straight, and the canals all look rather similar when it's dark. I was astounded by the number of bicycles on the streets. During our stay, we visited most of Amsterdam's main sites and museums. The thought that stayed with us was of the writer John Green, as he said, "Some tourists think Amsterdam is the city of sin, but it is in fact the city of freedom. And in freedom, most people find sin." Our second stop was Berlin. We had some crazy adventures happen to us in Berlin. We had apparently booked our apartment for the wrong dates and had to sleep on the street for one night. We loved Berlin though. We rented some bikes and had a blast cycling through the biggest party destination in Europe. Some of us went to see some contemporary art exhibitions, while others spent most of the time calmly walking around Berlin's gorgeous Tierpark. We interrailed our way to Prague, capital of the Czech Republic, located on the banks of the Moldavian River. Prague has one of the most inspiring atmospheres in the world. Its streets are full of artists selling unique art pieces and playing relaxing music. One of my friends and I were calmly drafting the beautiful medieval cathedrals on our travel diaries when a group of tourists passed by and gave us some change, converting us into street artists. We couldn't believe what had happened to us, and so we decided to immediately invert the money in a couple of beers to celebrate. Our next stop was Vienna, home of some of the greatest musicians and master composers like Beethoven, Strauss, and Mozart. Vienna is famously known for being homeland of the opera. Vienna's cultural mix makes its cuisine unique. After Vienna, we headed to Budapest. We had to speed our way to the station, and without realizing, four of my friends got into the wrong train and headed back to Prague. By the time they made it back to Budapest, we all set up for a fun night out. The Danube River divides this city into its two sides of Buda and Pest. The section of Pest is where most of the social life and shopping is. It's cheaper to find apartments here. Ours was in front of the second biggest synagogue in the world. On our second day, we visited Buda. The hike up to the citadel was definitely worth the struggle. We also visited some of the greatest museums in Buda and saw incredible pieces from great artists like Picasso. Next, we went to Croatia. We were gonna attend the Ultrasound Music Festival. We sang, laughed, and danced until our feet couldn't hold us up anymore. I'm literally tap dancing as I remember this right now. After the festival, we spent 2 whole days traveling to get to Athens. By the time we made it there, we were so exhausted we spent the whole day sleeping. After that came paradise, as we went to Ios, an island in Greece. Getting sunburnt and resting on the beach with a pina colada was the most relaxing part of the whole trip. We bawled as our adventure came to an end. It had been one of the best trips in my life, if not the best one. We learned how to cooperate and work as a team. It brought us even closer than we were before. And most importantly, we learned life shouldn't be taken in too seriously. Now, we're looking forward to our next adventure. A girl trip through Asia, maybe? Who knows?